I go home and I tell my grandmother, did you know these crazy Muslims live at the end of our road? She's like, yeah, they don't bother anybody though. So we don't bother them. I was like, well, I'm going there on Friday for prayer. She's like, okay, just be careful. So I went, and I have some street sensibility about myself. I have learned a few things in the street life. So I didn't just run up in a mosque. Come on, I have sense. I didn't just run up in a mosque. I went and I sat outside the church. Because they shared the same parking lot. The church was here, the mosque was here. And I'm watching who goes into the building. And lo and behold, Arabs, maybe some Pakistanis, but at that time you all look the same to me. There was a few Africans went into the building, but they were real deal Africans. They were not African Americans, they were some real deal Africans. So I said to myself, check number one, all Muslims are Arab except for maybe a few Africans. And I'm paging Musa, because he's not showing up. And cell phones weren't that big back then. So I'm paging him, and he's not calling me back. Little did I know he got arrested that day. Went to jail for selling drugs. But I'm sitting there, and then a guy pulls in front of me and parks in front of me. He gets out and he asks me, can you help me? Because he sees how I'm looking at everybody. And I said, yeah, Musa invited me to come and watch your Friday prayer services. He's like, oh yeah, we know. He was very soft-spoken, very sweet. He's like, oh yeah, we know Musa. He just does not come that much. He said, but come in, we'll take care of you. Anything we can do for you, please come. It's like he was not taking no for an answer. I was kind of suspicious about how enthusiastic he was to take me inside. But I did not see anyone that went into the building that I think I couldn't take 2 or 3 of them at a time. So I went in, and they gave me a chair at the back of the mosque. So here I am, I'm the only person on the chair. There's this huge group of Arabs in front of me, and then there's a curtain. I didn't see any women come in, but now all of a sudden there's a curtain behind me. Guess they went in from the back, and I hear this chattering of women. And I'm like, why are the women behind the curtain? And why didn't I see them come in? I was like, I bet you it's because of all the bruises. and then I thought to myself, that's the haram. You know the haram? Where there's women, you just go and pick them like flowers, back in the ever watched like the old movies, Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves and all that. I was like, this must be the haram. They just come and pick them up, and bring them back. Beat them for a while and bring them back. I was like, wow, that's crazy. And so I'm sitting there, and this is where my spider sense starts going off. Any of you heard, Spider-Man, right? I have kids. Spider-Man, when he's in danger, he tingles. When danger is close. I started tingling. And I said to myself, wait a minute. You've been set up before to get jumped, which if you fight a lot of people, you make enemies. And I said, it kind of felt like this. You had the same feeling. I was like, why is Musa not here? And then I started thinking, he's always talking about going up to New York and getting that Arab money. Doing shady business deal with the Arabs, because the Arabs sell drugs in New York. It's a big thing. I said, oh my God. This guy Musa is working with these Arabs, and he sells us Americans to them so they can do their Friday jihad and get their virgins after Juma. I'm like, it's over for me. I'm the sacrificial lamb here today. This guy Musa set me up. When I see him, I'm going to kill him. If I get out of here, they don't kill me. So I start thinking how I can get out of here. And I say to myself, that it's really going to look odd if I go try to walk through all of these guys. I can take a few of them, but there's a lot of them. There's about 200 people here. I said, maybe I could go through the women's section. I was like, but that might not be smart because I know you do not deal with women in a group. And secondly, I said, that might be where they keep the swords and the weapons. So I start thinking to myself, at this time, the imam, the prayer leader, he gets up on these stairs. And I say to myself, I'll try to go when everybody's focused on him. Because I did not see this guy. He was too sweet for me to see him get up and start telling people to kill me. I just would not imagine it. So he gets up on his stairs. He starts his sermon. إِنَّنَا الْحَمْدُ لِلَّهِ نَحْمَدَهُ وَنَسْتَعِينَهُ وَنَسْتَغْفِرُهُ وَنَعُوذُ بِاللَّهِ. I'm like, oh my God. He's telling them to kill me. Because he's yelling in Arabic, he's pounding on this little thing, and he's pointing in my direction. In my head, the translation was, let us get this American and kill him and get our virgins when we go to heaven. I'm like, that's it, it's over. I start looking at the glass and wonder if it's shatterproof. I'm about to pull a Jackie Chan in here and go through the window. I start thinking, what's the path of least resistance to these old Arab guys? How many can I take out on my way out? I'm not going out like that. I'm fighting my way out of here. And the only thing that was missing was I was waiting for the women to start going. That's it. That's all I'm waiting for. I said, I know that's next. I'm looking like a piece of meat here today. So I said, I need to go. So I'm really freaking out at this point. Even though it's funny, I'm flipping. I'm really losing it. And then the guy starts screaming and pounding and yelling in Arabic.